Satoshi Tajiri, the man best known for creating Pokemon, one of the biggest franchises in the gaming community, right up there with Mario and Zelda. Even if you never played a Pokemon game, you're at least aware of the name. Satoshi growing up had a fascination for the kaiju genre. Heck, one of the ideas for catching Pokemon came from the TV show Ultra 7, in which the main character has 3 capsule monsters in which he can summon and call back if needed, just like the mechanics for Pokeballs. So it's no surprise that some of the Pokemon have influences from various kaiju. Now, a lot of the design process with many of the Pokemon are a mystery. We just have to glance at them, figure out, and go, oh, that's how they came up with that one. I just want to say, even though this is a top 10 video, the list isn't really in any particular order. I don't favor any of these Pokemon over one another. So, with that being said, let's move on to... This one is for Mothra in her larval stage. Both are little caterpillars, both can shoot strings of webs from their mouths, and of course being caterpillars they can both morph into a cocoon and transform into a butterfly, or moth. While on this topic, there was an episode of the Pokemon anime which featured a giant caterpie, unintentionally wreaking havoc and eventually crawling onto a radio tower, mimicking how Mothra does in her very first movie. Easy one, Megaguirus. Both are dragonflies and both contain the word mega in their name, yes, including in the Japanese name. So, bam, we're done. Well, I would have liked to say we're done, but apparently Yanmega's origins come from an ancient dragonfly species called Meganeura. Megaguirus also has the same origins, so it may not have been the inspiration for Yanmega, but who's to say it isn't? This one, definitely Hydra, because both are quite literally living, breathing piles of sludge and pollution. Though that's kind of where the similarities end, since Grimer and Muk don't really have any other character traits to Hydra. The only other thing I can think of is their odor. From the Pokedex entries to the anime itself, we know these Pokemon stink. Godzilla vs. Hydra never addresses it, but we can assume from what Hydra is, he doesn't smell any better. Well, I see Mothra in her adult stage, but from what the origins say on Bulbapedia, Volcarona might be based on the Atlas moth or the Cecropia moth. The description goes into more on why these moths are most likely the origin to Volcarona, but when I look at these moths, and I look at Mothra, I'd say Mothra probably had a hand in the design process. Let's see. It's a dragon, and it's got 3 heads. I wonder who this is based on. Why yes, it's the Orochi from the Yamato no Orochi legends. In fact, Ken Sugimori, the designer for most of the Pokemon, said it himself. The Hydreigon was based on the 8-headed legend. Hold it! Yes, I know there's a contradiction to what I stated, 8-headed dragon, but Hydreigon's got 3 heads instead of 8. Well, Sugimori also said in the design process that the 8 heads were trimmed to 3 to make the design more simpler. So where does the Godzilla monster come into this? Well, if going by the legends, Toho does have their own incarnation of the Orochi dragon, 2 of them in fact. But a 3-headed dragon? Yeah, it's King Ghidorah. Tyranitar, if you didn't already guessed it, was based on Godzilla. Even when I was younger, I knew this guy was based on the G-Man. Now, obviously his name is a reference to a Tyrannosaurus, but his upright posture and backplate design are a clear-cut reference, as well as various other forms pay homage to other Godzillas. Hell, the Pokemon anime do attempts whenever they could to reference Godzilla to Tyranitar, including a mech version of the Pokemon. And speaking of... Now, I can't say much for this Pokemon because as of this video, the next game, Sword and Shield, has not yet been released. But there are fans out there who swear he looks so much like Mechagodzilla, particularly the second incarnation of the mech. There is an article that states that it often battles with Tyranitar up in the mountains, so yeah, I think I can even say it's Mechagodzilla. I'm going for Barragan on this one. I mean, just look at them both. The horns, the ears, the fact that Nidoking can learn the move Dig. Even its stage 1 and 2 forms can learn the move. And while talking about it, they all have a very cute presence to them. Well, Barragan's kinda like that to people, right? I mean, just look at him. Don't you just want to rub that belly? Batra! Because I'm very desperate to make a top 10 list right here. Now I know Gamer's not a Godzilla monster, but I thought it'd be cool to include him here. Also, did you not hear my number 2 spot? Anyway, Caracosta's stage 1 form, Teratoga, was inspired from the now extinct sea turtle, Archelion. But Caracosta himself, by just looking at the posture, one can't help but see Gamera, particularly the Heisei version of the character. It also aids the fact that both these creatures are part of an ancient turtle race that is now extinct in both respective universes. I know many people were aware Tyranitar was based on Godzilla, but like the turtle himself, many people probably didn't know Caracosta was based on Gamera. With that being said, I'd like to thank you all for making it to the end here. I'm aware that most of these are only guesses, but you never know, there could have been some inspiration there. In fact, leave down in the comments below what Pokemon you think are based on Kaiju. I'd love to know.